Following investigations that you are about to see are the actual events experienced by the ISPR Field Investigation Unit. They have been condensed for time purposes only. All information regarding the history and/or facts of each case study was kept away from the investigators prior to each investigation and revealed only after each investigation was complete. All facts presented and verified by local historians and witnesses are their expert opinions and are presented to the best of their knowledge.
As a child, I had experiences at 10 years old, and I decided that I wanted to know, how could I appear and disappear and walk through walls like the ghost that I had seen in my aunt's house? And so through the years, I decided, gee, maybe there's some type of electrical property that's involved enabling us to do that. So I started off in college with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, but then later found that designing circuit boards really had nothing to do with the paranormal. So I moved into parapsychology, which has just been phenomenal, and I now have a master's and a PhD in the field. And for 27 years now, I have been conducting field investigations of different types of phenomena. I'm fortunate enough today to have the team of experts that I have, which includes clairvoyance and science. For instance, Dana Smoller, which is a transmedium. Dana came to me originally from the scientific community and is now a full transmedium and has the ability to channel an entity or let the entity speak through her.
I have a very unique position on the team. I kind of walk the scientific walk, and I also walk kind of the psychic walk. However, I'm not a psychic like the other clairvoyant-based people on the investigative team. I am billed as an empath and also a transmedium. I also probably have the hardest time on the team accepting these abilities as actual, that they actually happen all the time, which I don't know, makes me kind of a dichotomy. It's very interesting, and it always presents a thrill for me, and it's always a challenge. It also gives me something extra to analyze for every investigation as well.
Peter James is a clairvoyant investigator that is very well known, and Peter has the ability to enter a property, identify the entity that is there, as well as sometimes communicate with the being.
I like to regard myself as a paranormal researcher, a progressive paranormal researcher, having investigated literally hundreds of haunted sites over the years. My mission in life is to try to demystify the world of ghosts and spirits, and to better inform people that are greatly misinformed regarding the nature of hauntings and ghosts.
Derek Akora, which is our UK investigator. Derek is incredible because his abilities are also quite differently substantiated from others, and the reason is because Derek can communicate with a spirit guide that he calls Sam. And the spirit guide is with him all the time and relays information to Derek. So when Derek enters a property, he not only has the ability to give us information, but to communicate again with an entity that is on site via his spirit guide. So it's pretty incredible. Linda McKenzie is an incredible psychic healer as well as a clairvoyant investigator. And Linda's abilities come from mainly impressions and feelings that she receives, and also has the ability to identify the entities on site, give us names, and she even goes a little further and can clear a property as well.
I've been psychic since I'm 8 years old, and I saw a lot of angels and ghosts and many things when I was 8 years old. And then from there, I had a lot of different kinds of precognizant dreams, and where you could dream something and then it would come true. And I would have many different kinds of experiences, knowing what was going to happen before it happened, and that just kind of progressed all through my life.
You know, Sean Roop is a student investigator that has incredible abilities, and Sean came to us originally from the scientific side as well. But you know, I have found that every scientific person that enters the ISPR group has clairvoyant abilities and ends up using their abilities as well.
As you take the journey for the first time down this road, it's scary. Trying to figure out why this stuff happens and how it happens is something that you can't explain to the layperson unless they experience it. The cool thing is most people do experience it, they don't recognize they're experiencing it. So for me to finally recognize what I'm doing, to have guidance on what I'm doing, to a certain extent is there's without words. It's mind-blowing. It's opening doors to your mind that you didn't know that were there.
So through the years, we have investigated thousands of properties all over the world that enables us to be the team that knows more about field research than anyone else. By the investigations in England, we have now found more answers in the field of parapsychology. You know, something that I suspected was the fact that, gee, what if you're in a building from 1500 and something, or if you're in a property that had famous murders take place? What are the differences between the United States and the United Kingdom in paranormal phenomena? One of the really interesting properties that we worked on was Tongue Hall, built in 1594, an incredible house that still stands, and the entire team was overwhelmed in that property.
Tongue Hall was the home of the Tongue family, who'd certainly been here since the 15th century, if not before. But the house wasn't built until the end of the 16th century, around about 1564. There had been 3 generations prior to this, where each member of the family had married, begat an heir, but unfortunately died before they came of legal age to enter into that full inheritance. But the Richard Tongue, who inherited about 1590, was able to get past that hurdle. So once he received his inheritance, he was then able to enter into the building of an entirely new house. It's very likely that the earlier one was either left to rot or had been partly dismantled from the materials during this rather unfortunate period. So it's a brand new house when built in the late 16th century.
Well, my grandmother always swore there was a grey lady walking here. She had the most unpleasant experience in the First World War. She had 5 sons fighting in France at the same time. 4 were wounded. The other one, Uncle Dick, he was out on patrol, and he was badly wounded and sank in the mud. Now, that seemed to affect her mind. She would often break off conversation, dash round to that part of the house and say, "I think Dick's coming home." And she used to say that a grey lady gave her messages to say that she'd be in touch with Dick. I remember this as a child quite clearly.
There were certain times in that investigation where there was an entity who was very proud of its craftsmanship in a house. That was very prevalent when I first walked in that home, how proud the workmanship, the craftsmanship of that place was.
It's one of 2 males here.
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Derek.
I tell you, I've got one talking to me now.
You do?
Very clearly.
Okay.
He's just told me to come up the stairs.
Okay.
He said, follow me.
Okay.
That's why I said,
Sure.
"Can I,
Go ahead.
please?"
Sure.
Thank you. One much younger than the other man. Yes. The stairwell. The stairwell, you say? Not here. Yes. He said he's very proud of his stairs. Are you very proud of my stairs, he said. I said, which stairs? And he's pointed, he said, no, I want you to go over and I'll show you my stairs, which I've built. Who are you? Okay? Don't get agitated, please. I'm your friend. We're friends with you. We come to visit you. Richard. Thank you very much. This man is Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Yeah? And who is the other man, please? Why does he not come with you? He's Richard also.
Basically, he'll be here for a while, you know.
This is a Richard as well, you said?
Yeah, there's a Richard here. There was a Richard over there, but I think different generations, but linked together.
It might be useful to look into the family history, starting about 1500, when Richard Tong of Tong died. He was succeeded by a Thomas, and then by a John, until we come to another Richard, who was born in 1549.
Okay? Yes.
Did Richard build this house?
No, Richard has built stairs.
Oh, okay.
He's very proud of his stairs. He said he wants us to see his stairs.
And it was amazing that the investigative team did not know that there was a section of the house that had another staircase. And when we went into that section, Derek immediately identified the staircase as being the object that this entity was proud of.
We're coming.
He wants to show you his stairs still?
Yes. This here. Yeah. This. Can I go through?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, look.
It's the stairs. Thank you. Richard, I do like your stairs. Yes, you built them. Can I? May I stand on them? I follow you, thank you. Is that through there? That's our way through, okay?
The staircase is particularly interesting because it's built entirely of wood. They're not very common.
You cannot stop me, you know.
Is this a male or a female?
That's a male.
It's a male. Can you ask his name?
William.
William.
I had an Uncle William, you see. My father's brother. He was older. And like all the family, he was a good footballer. I had the war not come along, he turned professional footballer, as my father did. And he was terribly badly wounded. He suffered greatly for all his life. A bullet went in by his kneecap and came out at the back. And the doctors, when he complained of the pain, often wanted to amputate, but he wouldn't allow him to. And he rather took his solace in drink. But he was quite a character, really.
You know, we use a magnetometer to measure the electromagnetic temporary field of a ghost, and that registers. But at the same time, if that entity is standing near the equipment, it could also cause it to malfunction.
Well, there's a lot of negative energy here. We'll give him some time to collect.
He's interfering. He said he would do something.
I know.
He's interfering.
All of a sudden, I hear Derek talk about the audio and how the audio is being tampered with by the entity. At the same time, Scott, our cameraman, had a problem with his camera and Andy did not. You could actually hear almost like a scraping sound on the mic taking place over and over again while this altercation was taking place.
You should get audible.
Oh, it's very cold over here.
Can you speak to us?
Speak, please. Speak.
It's
Clear.
very
Clear.
It's very cold over here.
Yes.
It has been in my experience with other production companies that entities do try to communicate with us in various ways, seemingly through video cameras or tape recorders.
Second, see if it'll drop. You're at 68.9 degrees. Damn, it's going at 65 already.
Yeah.
It's going down.
Okay.
Okay.
Leave her standing.
No, leave it be.
That's okay.
Eric, it's okay. I'm okay. And I was trying to calm the spirit down, or the ghost, or whatever you want to call it. I was trying to calm it down and kind of get to the core and the center, or the heart of it. I want to show him
Yes.
that it's okay, that no matter what he does here, he cannot touch,
Okay.
because it'll dissipate the anger here, okay?
Yes, okay.
So we're going to just let him go as cold as he can, and I'm going to show you how the heat's going to come back. Okay.
It's
Are
down
you
to
ready?
60.
Okay. He's going to go down a little bit more. He wants to get me cold. He knows I hate cold.
Yeah, it's
Go
going
ahead.
down. Temperature's
Go.
going down.
Go ahead. Go down some more. Go ahead. Now I'm going to give you heat.
I'm reading an electromagnetic field here now. Oh, it just spiked. It just spiked. Derek, you okay?
Yeah, fine.
Derek, don't do that.
Look at me.
Oh, he's a tough one, isn't he? A little tough one, this guy. All right, what is it? Okay, if you have a message to give me, I will allow you to give it to me. He wants you to know that he was never really mean at heart, he says. That he just didn't know what he was doing. And I beg to differ with you because you did know what you were doing.
Still dropping in temperature at 57.
I know he is, because he's also now has a friend of his in anger in another part of the house.
Yeah.
And he has called that friend here.
Male or female?
Male as well. And maybe a relative somewhere down the line, you know, that he knew maybe after he had died.
Derek.
I think it got a little annoyed with me for playing with it. So, and I have to excuse myself with that, you know, because as a good psychic, you never interfere with anyone or anything's life path unless it's extremely called for, because we don't have that right to do that. Come to me. If you need to do this. We just want to know what this is about. Derek, are you okay?
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Already back down.
Yeah. It's okay. Yes, sod.
It's okay. We just want to know what it is, what this is all about, and why, if you feel that this is an intrusion here, and you have to call some other people, why? Oh, it's so cold here again.
I would say if he's that tough, let's see him manifest.
You can do this. Let's do this. I was pushed. Oh yeah, it wanted me to know that that was completely unacceptable, that it was in no way, shape, or form ready or willing to listen to what I had to say.
While the incident upstairs was taking place and Derek had been attacked and couldn't breathe, to me that was pretty substantial, because as a clairvoyant investigator, he should have been able to know that this was coming or to be able to push the entity away. However, he was physically attacked, could not breathe, and keeled over. And we thought that he was going to really have a problem breathing and could have died from that incident. When I've studied the tape and I've seen Linda McKenzie attacked as well, there is a slight discrepancy due to the fact that, of course, Linda knows that the entity passed in front of her and did seem to push her out of the way. However, there was a small stair there that Linda's feet were knocked against, and as she went back, she stated that she had been pushed. You know, to the scientific community, we could say, well, gee, she merely tripped, and she hit this other, you know, step, and that was the end of it. However, by Linda's explanation, and from seeing Derek attacked, and also the temperature gauge that Linda was holding in the corner was dropping very, very rapidly, there was definitely phenomena taking place.
It threw me off balance, and now I don't know whether it pushed me or it was just the energy or electromagnetic energy as it passed by me that made me fall back.
And there's a child up here, a female, little girl, little child.
I am freezing.
Yeah.
I am absolutely freezing.
Besides the two Richards that we had located in the property that obviously had lived in the house a number of years ago, as well as built part of the house probably in the early 1600s, we also located a young girl that we identified by the name of Anne, 8 years old. The entire team individually all found this young girl to be present.
There's the name of Anne comes to mind. I don't know if that's a family name or first name of a female.
Well, Anne was my father's sister. She was the only girl in the family. I think 5 boys and 1 girl. And she died.
This little girl's crying.
What little girl?
Hold on. In physical age, this girl, I feel would be 7, 8, 9. She hasn't reached 9 now. She's looking forward to her 9, so she's at 8.
Yes, there is a little girl, and she is very sweet. She died very young. She died of tuberculosis.
Do you know how old she is?
8.
And she'd be 8, 9.
Oh my God, I just saw pigtails.
Oh, really?
Long pigtails.
I see dark hair, but almost with red running through it, so like red with pigtails.
And she had long plaits. Plaited hair. Pigtail.
Pigtails.
She comes back in the house every once in a while because she had a special toy here that when she was dying, her mother had said she would bury with her. And yet her mother and her mother didn't bury with her. So she comes back to look for the toy.
If an entity is standing close by and the entity is very, very upset, chances are I'm going to become very, very upset as well.
Did she just walk out? Dana? Did she just leave you, or is she still with you now? This little girl. Man, I have chills up my back. What's the matter?
Yeah, that's the girl.
During the war, he couldn't get her, so I gave her all this. There's lovely golden brown hair one time.
That's the girl.
What's the matter with your nose, do you know? What's the matter with it? It's okay, we won't hurt you.
She's frightened.
Yeah. Is there somebody that you're afraid of in there?
Feels like they're coming for her, I think.
Yeah.
They're coming for her and she's afraid. That's what I'm feeling.
At the end of the investigation, when everybody basically left and went back downstairs, I felt compelled to stay where I was.
Still not gonna get what she wants. And we know we're not gonna do anything about it.
and I was feeling overwhelmingly upset and depressed, and it wasn't for myself. I don't think I was totally feeling things empathically anymore. For example, I wasn't feeling the sadness from the little girl, and that's who I was in communication with. But as an adult and as a female and as a former stepmother, I understand what it's like to hurt for a child, and I think I was processing the information that I learned as an adult would, as a mother figure would for a child, and it was devastating.
Well, after everyone disappeared downstairs, Dana had come to me and asked if I would release the girl. So I asked Derek to stand point, and we did. And I took the little girl by the hand, and we brought her to the window. Her mom was there, and I explained many things to her. And she was finally released, and I did see her go to her mom and Derek. It was a very tearful experience because both Derek and I saw the spirit leaving and going into the mother's arms, and that was really nice. So it was something good I did.
One of the interesting things of Tung Hall was the fact that we found that the young girl, Anne, the 8-year-old, was probably from the 18 or 1900s. Yet the two Richards that we located had to be from the early 1600s because they're the ones that built the house. And I have had a major breakthrough in the field of parapsychology by finding out that entities that are earthbound are here in this plane of existence with us. No matter what period they're from, they still are aware of one another and can interact with one another, just like in Tung Hall. When we had the opportunity to go to Liverpool, I decided to investigate the Empire Theater where Derek was performing. You know, so many theaters have incredible history to them, and the actors die or commit suicide or come back to keep performing, and so I thought maybe the Empire would be haunted as well, and of course it was.
The theatre was, the original theatre was built in 1865. It was the old Alexander Theatre. It was knocked down and rebuilt in 1923. Yeah. There's only one portion of the old theatre what exists, which is on what was stage right, as we are now. Some of the back wall of the stage and some of the side wall of the outside building. Yeah. And that's when it became the Empire Theatre, Moss Empires.
Let's go onto the stage, see what we can find.
I was born not far from here, about 400 yards, so I've always lived around here, and I've always come to this theatre. I've been a stage manager for 10 years, worked here for 14. Since I've been here, it's been rumoured that there's been about 5 sightings of, you know, different things, phantoms.
Allow you a chance to just kind of get tuned into the building.
There's not ever been reported on this side of the stage left. It's always been on the stage right, which is funny because in the mid-70s it was rebuilt, and that's the only anything we've heard of is from that side.
All right.
I feel an energy that comes in and out, and it is either a stagehand or someone that has that resides on the top of the catwalks up here.
Well, if you were on that side of the stage in the dressing rooms, you could hear people walking above you on the landings, and there'd be nobody there, because I investigated a couple of times, because I've got to lock up the building, backstage anyway, and there'd be nobody there. So, you know, that couldn't be explained.
Like a young girl.
A young girl.
A young girl, I don't know what age. Maybe 11 or 12. Her name may start with a J, like Joanna or Jessica.
The one what everyone seems to talk about is a young girl who fell from the circle, from the front of the circle. She's been seen and mainly in the administration side of the theatre, which is the front of the house, in the corridors and also in the stalls bar.
Well, I will agree with Linda in the fact that there is a young energy female, but I don't sense it as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not here.
Do you think, but do you think that this is an active presence that comes through here?
I would say yes.
Yes.
I would agree with her and say yes.
Okay.
She's also been seen with a man. Now we can't get whether he's got no eyes or black eyes. They can't ever work it out because no one stays around too long.
And you said like 11, 12.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It could be a little younger.
Yeah,
But,
I don't pick up a name, however, but I do feel a young female, yes. I would say 10-ish, 11.
She's supposed to be dressed in Victorian clothes. She's about 8 to 12. Lovely blonde hair, long blonde hair. Lovely looking girl.
I think one of the most interesting points in the Empire was the fact that as the investigative team was down in the basement area, we were down below the stage, a floor or so underground, and Linda and Peter found that there was a young girl that was haunting the property. And it wasn't that they had located her at the time, they all received that information and thought that there was a young girl present.
One night a theatre fireman was locking up, switching off front of house, and he went into the stalls bar to turn all the lights off. And as he come out this little room with all the bank of switches are, he came out this little room, and the young girl was standing there, and she was crying. So we went up to her and said, you know, what's wrong? Are you lost? And next minute, he turned around, and this gentleman with the no eyes or black eyes, whatever, came towards the little girl, got hold of her hand, turned around, walked away, and just disappeared as they went up the stairs. And we'd never seen the fireman since.
We located this young entity, and she took us all the way back through the basement area, up over the stage area, into the seating to show us where she died.
Right here.
Yeah?
It's colder here.
Just on the circle front, seat 10 on the circle front, that's where the young girl, but we say she was dressed as in Victorian clothes. She fell from the circle front. Her mother had gone to the toilet and she was panicking for her mother, and she fell from the circle front and died in the stalls.
You get a sense of someone falling from the balcony.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
From the balcony?
From the balcony, I do.
I've got this huge pain going right across here.
From here?
Like a 2x4. Bam! Right across.
Really?
Whoa. When we were down in the bottom section and we were walking, all of a sudden it felt like somebody cracked me across the back, across my shoulder blades with a 2x4, a beam of wood. And it hurt.
Overall, we found that the Empire investigation was very successful due to the fact that we did locate an entity on site, and we also were able to get historical information on the little girl's death, and that she did fall off the balcony and die. One of the highlights of being at the Empire Theater, of course, was watching Derek Acorah perform live on stage. But I also wanted to continue my investigation of clairvoyant team members. And I also thought about the historical properties that we had gone through already, where the skeptic might say, well, gee, you already read that information, or you have a book on Jack the Ripper. Well, in this respect, I wanted to prove to not only the scientific community, but the skeptical community, that these things are real and that there is life after death. So during the intermission of the show, I went on stage and asked the audience if someone would volunteer to let us conduct an investigation in their home and not tell us anything about the activity, and that we would go in blind and we would tell them what goes on in their house. But we didn't anticipate anything like the investigation that we ended up doing.
Investigation at private residence in Liverpool was the most significant to me. That one, I think, choked me up the most and most often. It was the most significant. It was one that I went home feeling like, oh my God, I helped do something that was decent.
My wife died 5 weeks ago. She died in the bedroom. She died of cancer. As I say, she died in bed. And when a coffin came home from the chapel of rest, the coffin was over there. So I put Nicola to bed, but I put her in our bed, in the bedroom. It's Darcy, when the family came down. A tear started coming out of her left eye, and it rolled right down her face. And I thought, that's strange. And somebody said they can call that the last tear. And around 2 o'clock, I heard a scream. So I thought, oh, Nicola's crying. I'll go and check her. And when I woke up, I thought she was just crying normal, but then she went into hysterics. And it took like I'd say about just over 2 hours to calm her down. And when we asked her, what was she crying for? She said somebody came over to tuck her in bed. And then it was like, I'd say about a week after that, I find it difficult to go to sleep sometimes. I was lying in bed and I heard the stairs creaking, but it was on every stair, and it was the way I used to help Anne up the stairs. And I thought, that's just, and it was slow. Everything was the same weight. It's like when I had to lift it on each stair. And as I said, it stopped when it got to the top. I don't know if it was Anne's presence, if she must have sensed the fear coming from me, because although I'd love to see Anne, I'd also be scared at the same time.
And I noticed when we were at the theater that Nicola, she has her little... we were sitting on the sofa, of course, and all of a sudden the telephone rang. And he came back very quickly and said, gee, there was nobody there. And then he stated that that had happened several times, that the phone had rung and that no one was on the other end. And we're not quite sure today if it's an entity trying to communicate, or again, is it the phenomena caused by the presence of an entity that could make an electrical charge and ring the telephone. I noticed last night when you were at the theater with us that your daughter has a little stuffed rabbit.
Yeah, it's
called Snowy. She seems to be very upset and talks to the animal, but then starts beating it up. Is this normal for her?
Well, it's obvious that she lost her mum 5 weeks ago, and it's obvious that she knows as well that Anne should be here.
Do you ever hear her speaking to someone and no one's there?
I've heard her talking when she's been in the bedroom, but she senses that something's not right.
When we got to this young man's house, Derek became very upset and said, oh my God, there are lives at stake here, and we're going to have to be very careful. I knew that immediately, and what I decided to do was to bring in Derek first. The young man had come there to see him and trusted him more than any other team investigator.
There's a man here that takes me. Oh God, I don't know, this kind of... All right, thank you. And he comes here to say hello to you. And he's just said here, Anne's okay. Anne is okay. You know Anne, please?
That's Anne's name.
Question. Did you lay your good lady wife under the window?
It was over there, the coffin was.
I know. She wants you to know, as she looks at herself now, she's as fit as a fiddle. She should really be in the sleep state, but she's decided that she wanted to stay here. And bless her for wanting to stay here with her family.
She left, like most that leave untimely, a lot of unfinished business, and she's very, very concerned about her child.
Okay. What did you place around here? Please. Yes. She's thanking you. Okay? She's doing that to you. She's very tearful for the babe. Yes. She wants me to talk to you quietly and privately over something.
I don't mind that.
Yes, I don't feel it should be broadcast in any way, but it would be of great help to you. Okay.
Is it good or bad?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm just going to say these words to you. It is worthwhile, believe me, to live on, okay? Okay. To live, you must live. Your Anne is telling you those things in thought, okay? And she wants to see her lovely babe child grow into a full, beautiful lady. Okay?
In the investigation of Nicky and his daughter, I find it really interesting that, you know, one of the most common experiences that people have of paranormal activity is when a friend or relative dies. Most of the time, people have experiences that they relay to us and they say, you know, my grandmother passed away last week and I found her standing at the end of the bed. And she communicated to me and told me that she's no longer in pain and that she is okay now.
But with your approval, I mean, she's your lovely wife and her lovely daughter down there, that she does want to stay around a little bit longer, okay? She has been, as I pointed out to her, where she's going. The loved ones are staying here with her. Oh, I've just been told, by the way, by Annie, okay? She's sorry. They will try very hard not to make commotion and noises. Okay? Now, when this happens, when they come into our atmosphere in numbers, a lot of things happen with electrical things. Even the likes of, you know, lights on and off at times, even water sometimes, and especially phones, okay? Especially phones.
It's happened 6 times now.
Yeah, but she's doing it.
I thought it was someone messing about.
No, she's doing it, okay? She watches. As you walk, she follows you. She wants her partner settled. And you see, you know what happens? And I tell you very sincerely, if you're distressed, it's natural, it's normal of your love and bereavement. However, you have got the knowledge now that bereavement is not the end, okay? Bereavement, all it is, you know, is a new beginning. Seems cruel, I know, of the boss to take Anne over at a tender age. However, he's got plans for her to do great work over there, okay?
That's right.
He has. But the thoughts that have come to you in your so much quieter times.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? And, in other words, can I be blunt but very honest and fair and truthful to you?
Say anything.
It's such a wrench to you that your lovely Anne has been taken over by God. And apparently Anne has given me the inclinations of saying that she has noticed since her passing, okay, of your great feeling of loneliness, okay? And thoughts of going about, do I really want to stay here? You know, I want to be with my Anne. Do you understand me?
You're all right. That one frightens me because I know what you're saying, Derek.
Well, look, I'm not here to frighten you.
No, what I mean by that is I know what you're saying because that's twice you've mentioned it.
Yeah, you're staying here, okay? I've been told you, sir, are staying here and you're not leaving this God's earth until past your 81st year going to your 82nd. You've got a lot of life and a lot of things to do in this life.
But what you're on about is, I'm not going to say it in front of the cameras, but that did cross my mind.
I know it did, because your aunt told me. But can I just say this to you?
Twice.
Yes, but can I just say this to you? Your friendship with Anne and your love for Anne will never, ever perish. It can't. It's eternal. And Anne knows and she's excited over that.
So I brought Linda in to the house next. And Linda's healing abilities actually made this man look about 10, 15 years younger.
I did a lot of energy work with him. I wanted to soothe his heart, much like I did with Richard in Tung Hall, in the entity. I wanted to soothe his heart without disturbing their process, because they have to go through what they have to go through. It's their lives.
And when Linda went through her healing techniques with young Nikki as well, we decided not to film that because, again, it's very personal, very sensitive. Not everything's for the camera. When Linda was finished, I brought Peter in, and Peter immediately walked in and said, "The house is clear at this time."
I feel that whatever he feels is active will soon diminish as his grieving period subsides. That's what I'm feeling here.
After Derek and Linda worked with this guy, there was such a marked improvement in him. He looked so much younger, and he looked like, okay, I can survive this afternoon and get to tomorrow. The little girl who was incredibly wild and it seemed very angry and aggressive the night before came out. I played with her, was able to physically play with her a little bit. And what struck me the most was when we got into the cars and we left, we had been in the car maybe half an hour, and I reached in my pocket, and this little girl had put her little box of candies in my pocket while I didn't see and didn't feel it. So I think that speaks volumes.
When you can make a difference in one life, there's a domino effect.
As a parapsychologist, I think that the investigation of England was very successful for many reasons. I find that the information that we have garnered through the years of conducting investigations all over the world seems to be very constant. Again, in England, we did find properties that were active and that also had residual hauntings as well. We did find that there are layers of emotions as well as historical information and traumatic events that remain electromagnetically that the clairvoyant team could pick up on. Everything from the houses being haunted and active today to battles taking place where the houses never stood before. Something that ISPR is known for is to not just conduct investigations of ghosts, but we want to help the people that have these experiences and to help them through them and to make them better. Today, Nikki is doing much better. There is a benefit that we are holding for him coming up here in the next few weeks to help him get his life back together, to help him continue, to put his little girl in school, for him to get a new car so he can take her to school. And he is very excited about the possibilities of continuing his life now and raising his young daughter. And he knows that his wife has passed on without a physical body, but she remains today to be with him anyway. So he is very comforted by the fact that she is still living after death.
Is there any hidden treasure in here?
No.
Oh. I was right.
No.
I thought you'd give me a bit of hope, you know.